Hello, everybody. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another video. All right, today's video is something different, something I've never done before. This is literally, I think, the second time I'm trying this technique. I tried it a week or so ago using some smaller canvases, and so today I thought I'd do something a little bigger. I'm showing you guys some of the tools that I am going to be using. These are just trowels that I bought from Home Depot that I actually found after I bought them. I don't really use them. I prefer the little plastic ones. You can get them from Loli Veffy. You can get them on Amazon. I'm sure you can find them in all kinds of places. And then I'm using extra heavy molding paste by Golden. This is the stuff I'm going to be using for today's texture art painting. So like I said, I've tried it once before on like a 12 by 12 inch. I was playing around with it. And I just figure, if you're going to play around with this stuff, you need to do a much bigger canvas. Right now I'm working on a 10 by 24 inch. It's just a cheaper Winsor & Newton canvas, figured I would just play with this one. And I've got my cake spatula, my cake spatula that I am spreading the molding paste on. Now, I bought that molding paste from Amazon because I couldn't really find it anywhere else. Michael's doesn't carry that big tub. They do have smaller versions, obviously. I did get it from Amazon, and I'm not going to lie, it was stupid expensive. That tub is 128, what is it? Millimeters, 128 something. I have to look at it. But that thing with taxes cost me, don't freak out, $182. Yes, I'm crazy, but yes, I wanted to try something new and something different. And I know in the US it's a heck of a lot cheaper. I had a conversation with Tara from Pieces of Tara Artistry. Tara, my girl, I love her. She did mention that, where is it? Jerry's Artorama. Yes, Jerry's Artorama sells it for pretty cheap. I think when I checked, it was on sale for like $75 US. And I also checked that Jerry's Artorama actually ships to Canada. So when I'm done with this big tub, I will probably order from Jerry's moving forward, or maybe hop on over to the US and one day, although there's no Jerry's close to me. They seem to all be like in the Florida end. There's not many Jerry's Artorama locations after I did my research, but that's okay. I will figure it out. But yeah, this big tub cost me $182. Can you believe it? So anywho, this is just a practice run. I'm just practicing on this piece, learning as I go. I'll speed up a lot of this process, but there are a lot of things I learned with this process. And the first thing I learned, you will see, is I've learned that the thicker the layer on the canvas, the better. So here I am using my little trowel, trying to smooth everything out, and I wasn't liking it. I don't know. It's a good thing this thing was only $7, so I'm not overly concerned about wasting too much money on a trowel. But this, as I mentioned, this is the extra heavy molding paste. I did actually go to Michael's and buy a small, and I mean a small, jar of the regular molding paste, and I tried it with regular molding paste, and I, quite frankly, didn't like it that much. I feel like the thicker molding paste, the extra heavy molding paste, it's thicker, you can have more dimension with it. I just found that the regular one was just too soft, So I ex-nayed the regular molding paste, and I personally, I prefer the extra heavy molding paste. So like I said, you're going to see me playing around here. I'm going to speed part of this up. There goes my canvas moving as I go. Like, I was getting so frustrated. This is a learning process, people. You know, you're going to see I do 2 squiggly lines here. And the first one that I do here, I had a really nice thick layer of the molding paste, which left some really great lines. And then when I do the second one a little further down in the video, I did not put a very, very thick layer. So my lines weren't as defined and as mountainous. That's the word I'd like to use. They weren't as mountainous. You know, they looked like little peaky type mountains. So I really do believe that if you put more on your, you know, surface, whether it's a canvas or a wood board you're using, I suggest putting more. Now, this stuff is messy as heck, okay? Super messy. It dries on your fingers. It gets all crusty like dried glue. You know, it's not fun, but getting it on your fingers. But the actual, you know, technique and stuff that I'm doing was pretty fun, and it's actually quite relaxing, but it takes forever. When I do a blowout for you guys, I do the blowout, I finish, you know, scrape the drip, all of that. I'm done and in and out of my studio in like 30 minutes tops. This thing, maybe because I'm still new at it, obviously, this thing takes forever. The good thing about this is if you don't like the way you did a design, you can always scrape it and start again. And that's the best part. You can just continue adding more molding paste to the canvas and you can just start again. So here I am. I've done my design and now I'm using my Loli Veffy scraper to scrape off any excess molding paste from the canvas. When I first tried this a couple weeks ago, I didn't realize, you know, that this was a much better idea to scrape the excess off. And I had covered the entire canvas in molding paste and tried so darn hard to flatten it out and make it a, you know, smooth surface. And I thought to myself, well, once it dries, I'll sand down any bumpy parts on the negative space part. Well, that doesn't work with extra heavy molding paste because when it dries, it doesn't dry like chalky dry. It dries shiny and rubbery. So it's almost like a rubbery finish when it's dry. And you can't sand that. So I learned that the hard way. Plus, I also wasted quite a bit of molding paste. But when you do it the way I'm doing it here and scraping off the excess off the canvas, not only are you saving a bunch of your molding paste, which is super expensive, you also get a very clean, smooth surface, whether it's canvas or your board. I did do this on a wood panel the first time I practiced, and now I'm practicing, as you see here, on a canvas. And if you ask me which one I liked better, I'd say definitely the canvas. It's just so much easier to work with. It's easier to scrape it off and not leave any bits or boogers or nuggets or whatever you want to call them. But you can see there's some pretty crisp, clean lines. Now, the thing is, too, you gotta kind of work not overly fast, but you can't also take your time either because that stuff will start to dry and then it gets cruddy and crusty, especially on your canvas where the negative space part is. So keep that in mind. I'm taking out the very outer layer of the squiggles, the wiggles. Every time I say that, I think of that Australian, the wiggles. If you have kids, you know, or grandkids. But anywho, so here I am taking off the excess, and then you'll see I will do the second squiggly line, or I'm just going to play with it, and you'll notice I didn't like it, so I just grabbed my spatula and I added more of the molding paste on. So you can continue to just keep playing with it and playing with it until you're happy with it. If you don't like it, you know, don't even scrape it, just slap some more molding paste on it and keep working. You know, like I said, this is my very first time doing this, And so, I'll speed you guys up a little bit and I'll come back somewhere in between and tell you what else I'm doing and that kind of stuff, and any other tips that I learned or pointers that I figured out as I go along. Actually, I was going to put some music in this part while I sped it up, but I'm going to let you guys watch as I commentate some more. So I finished doing that one side. So here I am adding some more molding paste to the other side of my canvas. And you'll see here that I did scrape it a few times. So here I am trying to get it all smoothed out. And then every once in a while, there'd be a booger in there, and you'll see that soon. But I tried doing a like rainbow type look, and you can see there was a big goober, and I didn't like the design. I don't know, it just kind of didn't match my other squiggly line there. So I was trying to sit and think, what should I do? So here I am adding some more, and then I did a design. And you can see some goobers in there that I'm picking out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not happy with that because it had little boogers in it. So I went over it again with my spatula. Now here's where I went wrong. I did not put enough molding paste on the design. So now look at the difference between the design on the left and the design on the right. The design on the left, the lines are more defined, thicker and higher, mountainous, as I like to call it. And then the design on the right, they're thinner, smaller, more flatter. So this is where I learned that adding a lot of molding paste to the canvas is better and adds more definition. So here I am scraping off the excess, only to realize when I was done, the design looks kind of the same as the design on the left. And once I realized that, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not redoing that. I'm too lazy. I've been at this for over an hour, who knows how long. So I said, nope, not doing it. And I just left it as is. Besides, this is just a tester piece. So I figured I would just leave it be. So a day or two has gone by and the molding paste is now dry. The day before I was doing this, Anthony had come over and I was showing him how proud I was of, my attempt at first try at this. And what does my lovely sweetheart do? He puts his finger in it, thinking it was fully dry. And he kind of messed up one of my beautiful mountainous ridges. Actually, two of his fingers went in it. Needless to say, I wanted to punch him in the gut. He's so lucky that this was a tester piece. He felt horrible. So I said to him it was fine, but you'll see in the close-up when this is all done, you'll see his little fingerprints in there. But I told him the next time he's in my studio, he's to keep his hands behind his back at all times. Anywho, so you see me here. I did a very, very, very light titanium buff light as the background negative space. I did lighten up my titanium buff light with white paint, titanium white. So I did lighten it up because I didn't want it too creamy. And here I am I'm using olive green deep, I believe. And so I'm going to do like a few of the layers in the dark green, then add some white, and then make it lighter and lighter. And then I'm going to kind of blend it in ombre style. Again, so here I am. I added some white to my olive green and I made it a little lighter, and then I'm going to make it a little lighter. So things I'm learning as I'm going along is next time I'm going to do the lines first and then deal with my negative space and paint that last. I just think it would be easier. And then this paint dries super duper fast on here. So trying to blend it gave me a little bit of a challenge. So I ended up getting a bigger brush and wetting it adding a little water to my brush, which you'll see soon, to blend it. And next time I want to make the lightest color even a little lighter. I just think it would have been better if it was just a smidge lighter. But again, tester piece, still learning as I go, trying to learn from my mistakes. But like I said, I wanted to record this and show it to you guys. Don't you just love my slippers? Here I am blending. So I got a bigger brush. I am wetting it a little bit because, like I said, the paint dried so fast. And it was just really hard to blend. But I think the blending in the end looked pretty good. And my background looks pretty good. But yeah, next time I do the background last. That way I don't have to worry about, you know, being overly careful when I am painting the lines. But I think for my first try, it's not bad. Not bad at all. So there it is, it's done. And I'm going to show you guys a close-up now. So here it is. Oh, I can see Anthony's fingerprints right there in the top corner. You'll get a better look. Now see here, this left side, that's the thinner layer that I had done. And you can see like the little lines and cracks, but this, see there, look at his fingerprints. I'm going to kick his butt. But anywho, you can see the difference. See, the top layer is a very thin layer. The bottom layer is thicker, which gave it more volume and more mountainous lines. So I like that much better. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I will be doing another one shortly on a much bigger canvas. So we'll see what it looks like. But let me know in the comments what you think. Until next time, my friends, thank you. Oh, doggy hair. Look at that. Until next time, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.